Okay, welcome to this very important lecture today. So, we are going to investigate the different uh, physical models or the physics based models for the charges and the corresponding capacitances inside the MOS capacitor in the different regions of operation. Okay. Um, just a couple of lectures ago, we had already investigated, we learned about the different regions of operation from the perspective of the surface potential, right? Or based on the band bending kind of thing. Then in the previous lecture, we had obtained this relation, okay, which is essentially the total charge in the silicon or the semiconductor, okay? Now, what we are going to investigate, which portion of this big equation will dominate in the different regions of operation. Understood? Huh? So before we begin with that, let us first understand how the various potentials are dropped inside this MOS capacitor circuit or device. Okay, so let's look at it. A MOS is essentially, this is a combination of three different materials. Very simply put, the first one is the metal, which is a gate terminal. Then we have the oxide, and then here we have got the PSI, as I have already written, okay, as a substrate. Now, um, what we are actually applying in the MOS capacitor as a device is the voltage between these two terminals. This is one terminal, and the other one, which is the gate terminal, the other one is the body terminal here. Okay, we have not yet put the source and the drain terminals or even the source and the drain regions. Okay, so instead of putting VG and VB over here, for simplicity's sake, so that as a circuit designer we can think in terms of, we can look into the picture from a circuit designer's perspective. Okay, because that is our main objective, to design ICs. All right, so what we will do is, instead of putting VG and VB over here, which is usually done in the device textbooks, we are going to put as if this is grounded, and all the potentials in the device will be with respect to this ground potential. So that means whatever voltage we are going to apply on the gate terminal is going to be your absolute potential. Okay, so now, um, so this potential will be VGB. That means the gate potential with respect to the body. Correct? But yeah. Now, let us find out the different contact potentials or the various drops in it. The first one will be, you have applied some voltage in this terminal. Now, this terminal is essentially some wire. Please keep in mind, some metallic wire, all right, which may not be the same as, uh, which may not be the same as, this is not 5S, this will be VFB, which may not be the same as the material which is used on the metal terminal, contact terminal. Because remember, the contact may be polysilicon also. But you are not applying the voltage on the polysilicon. What you are applying is the voltage on metal 1 gate. Remember, in VLSI design, you are doing layouts, right? In layouts, you must have studied there is one metal 1 layer. Then underneath that, we are going to have the poly layer. Correct? Poly is the gate, not the metal 1. ठीक है, सो आप जो VGB अप्लाई कर रहे हो वो आप मेटल 1 पे अप्लाई कर रहे हो. आई एम रिपीटिंग इट मेनी टाइम्स. All right. So clearly you can understand that this metal and the poly, as well as that poly and the P silicon over here, they are all going to have contact potentials, which are all represented as what? Phi ms. Remember, we have seen phi ms before. Metal semiconductor work function. Plus, there may be some defects in the oxide. So all of them put together will contribute to the typical, what I usually call it as zero error or the flat band voltage. वही हमने VFB will be the drop I have represented here itself. It's not exactly between this metal terminal and the poly. It will also include some of the defects in the oxide, as well as the defects in the interface trapped, interfaces trapped on the semiconductor interface as well. So I'm not going into so much details here, but there is some drop which is the zero error, VFB. that is the potential balance में एक term आ गया. Second drop will be the drop inside the oxide. Remember, this VOX has got nothing to do with the interface trap charges. Remember, please note that. So in the oxide, you are going to have two different kinds of charges. One is a detrimental one, which is bad. The other one is good, in the sense like that has to happen. For example, if you are applying some positive 1 volt over here, plus 1 volt, this oxide is definitely going to have some dipoles created, right? So if it is plus 1 volt over here, the dipoles will be created minus and the dipoles here. In fact, this combination of minus and plus will be the dipole. So whenever you have got a dielectric, the dipoles are formed whenever you are applying the voltages. I know. So these dipoles are anyway going to get created with some VGB, whether or not this interface trap charges are there. So please keep in mind that the oxides are going to have interface trap charges in addition to, or in other words, we should say the oxide, the dielectric is going to have the dipoles in addition to the interface trap charges. So if you are making the best quality oxide, you are going to nullify this VFB part. Okay, so that means interface trap charges nahi honge. If ideally you can make, it's not possible, however, but if you can ideally, you can think about a metal or some material which you are putting here as the gate terminal, which will not have any phi ms part, then this VFB will be gone. But VOX will always remain. And this VOX potential drop is because of the dipoles which are created because of VGB. It has got nothing to do with the Na plus or K plus ions. ठीक है ना? Please keep in mind. So if in the interview somebody asks you, like, what are the charges in the oxide? Two kinds of charges. One is because of good thing, that is the dipoles, and one is because of the bad thing, which is because of the interface trap charges, oxide defects, and all those things, which are all in the zero error. Got it? Very good. So that is the VOX. And the third component of the applied VGB will be distributed inside the semiconductor. Okay. So this VFB contribution comes from the contact potentials and the defects. VOX comes from the dipoles inside the dielectric. Phi s comes from the drop inside the semiconductor, which in this case is silicon. Okay. Now, again, remember that inside the silicon material, there will be one region which is the depleted part. Okay. We have all seen that previously. So if this is the depletion region, so depletion region में कौन-कौन से charges हैं? Only one kind of charge is there initially. Later on, it will be two kinds, but initially it will be one charge, which is only because of the immobile ions. So if this is P silicon, they will all be, let us say boron is the dopant here, they will all be B minus everywhere. So that means immobile ions in the depletion region. Later on, when we apply a higher VGB after the onset of moderate inversion, what will happen? There will be a channel formed, and then those channels are essentially formed because of the electrons. Those are the mobile negative charges. But initially, it will be only because of the immobile negative charges. Okay? Because of the dopant ions. That's it. All right. Excellent. How about this PSI? That is the P silicon substrate. What is the charges there? No charges. Why? No voltage drop also. That's why I have put specifically 0 volt. 0 volt drop. Why? Because they are having the mobile holes over here beyond the depletion boundary. Yeah, this crooked line is the depletion boundary. So basically here you are having free holes. So basically free holes will basically contact this 0 volt over here, the earth, with the depletion boundary. So that means this entire region is an equipotential surface, just like the metal above. Correct? Okay. So that means if you are thinking about the total drops of the VGB, how is this VGB distributed inside the MOS? First one, VFB, zero error kind of. Second one, the voltage drop due to the dipoles. Third one, phi SI, which is the drop inside the silicon. ठीक है, inside the depletion region only. Okay, so this is about the charge distribution as well as the voltage distribution. That's usually called the potential balance equation. Okay, now we will try to understand what are the various capacitances involved in the same device. Notice again VGB over here, this is grounded. So where will the capacitance appear? Capacitance will appear whenever there is a separation of charge. ठीक है, very simple. तो अगर separation of charge के हिसाब से देखेंगे, then there is a metal and here is the semiconductor. तो यहाँ पर if this is the oxide, I told you the oxide will be having dipoles, right? So dipoles hai, so clearly what we are going to have separation of the charges. What is the charge separation here? I mean, the distance between the charge separation is simply Tox, which I have written. Okay, so epsilon OX by Tox. TOX is the COX. Oxide capacitance ho gayi. Okay, then what we have is the interface. Initially, there is no inversion capacitance because there are no electrons there initially. But there will be some depletion region. The depletion region means, remember, in case of PN junction, we had already seen that even though the depletion region has got immobile ions which are uniformly distributed throughout the depletion region, still it can be mathematically proven, which we have done in the class, that the charges will behave as if they are like a parallel plate capacitor with the charges distributed only on the depletion boundaries. Okay? So there is no difference between the dipoles in the oxide and the apparent dipole which is appearing inside the depletion region. So this is something which is very important. We have mathematically proven that. Okay, so I'm not going into that anymore. So even though the boron ions are spread out throughout the entire depletion region, but they will all behave as if they are like only at the depletion boundaries. Okay, na? So that's what will give you the C depletion part. What is the capacitance in the PSI? Obviously zero. यहाँ पर तो potential difference है ही नहीं. And there are dipoles होने का कोई concept नहीं है. There is no charge separation, so to speak. So capacitance is zero. All right. C inversion कब आता है? When you have applied the VGB which is higher than the threshold voltage VT, we will look into VT soon towards the end of this class. What will happen is that the electrons will come and percolate and essentially settle in the interface. तो अगर electrons आ जाएंगे, then again they are essentially adding up to the dipoles which we are going to have here. Okay, so that C inversion will come over. Now this C inversion is slightly more complicated than whatever I've explained. That is because of low frequency and high frequency operation, which we will see in the next lecture. Okay, and what to do to circumvent that issue is something that is what will bring us to the 3-terminal MOS, but we will see it later. Okay, but as of now, let us understand that C inversion, all these capacitances, all these voltages are being measured only at DC. That means very low voltage. In those cases, very low frequencies. In those cases, we are not going to have any problem with the C inversion. We will look into it like C inversion is simply, the inversion charges are simply adding up to the negative charges inside the semiconductor. Then the total silicon capacitance will be simply, देखो, these are in parallel, C dep and C inversion are in parallel, so they are simply added. COX is in series with the C silicon. Therefore, this is a parallel combination. Okay, so this is the capacitance relation. Ashok, please tell me.
Sir, the depletion capacitance that we are talking here, can you relate it to the depletion capacitance in the diode? I mean, can we?
No, this is the same. The only thing is that, see, capacitance in the whole universe is basically defined whenever you are having a charge separation. Fundamentally, there is a charge separation. So you are going to have a capacitance even in the air if you are somehow able to make a charge separation. Okay, so charge separation is a fundamental concept of Maxwell's equations. It's not related to a diode or a MOSFET. In case of a diode, if you find that, okay, we are going to have minus here, plus here, so charge separation, you will be having a capacitance. In fact, that is what gave us the depletion capacitance. In case of the MOSFET, what is happening? You are going to have again B minus ions, okay? And remember, what we have seen is that in case of the, whether it is in the case of a diode or a MOS capacitor, whenever we are speaking about depletion, um, I have shown in the lecture that instead of becoming like this, the charges are essentially like only on the depletion boundary. Yes or no? So that means it's essentially like a parallel place capacitor, right? Similarly, in case of a MOS capacitor, it is nothing more than a one-sided diode. The only thing is that this is your PSI. This is the P silicon. Whereas, what is the N side of this? The N side is nothing other than um, this. You are applying a plus VG, no? So sorry, PSI. So it's as if you are having all the negative charges here. तो यहाँ पर positive charges आ जाएंगे. So where are these positive charges? This is only on the oxide part, oxide interface of the other side. So that means you can look into the MOS capacitor as, here is the very small n-type region. This is very small, but the doping level ND is very, very large. Why? This we can kind of envision, you can conceptualize this like that. So the MOS capacitor, the depletion region of the MOS capacitor exactly mimics that of the PN junction, PN diode. The only difference is in the PN diode, you can essentially think about P and N regions like that, but in a MOS, it is just one-sided. So where is the positive charges? The positive charges are not here in case of a MOS capacitor. It is very, very close. Why is it close? This is kind of in the oxide region. So basically, you can think that acha ye oxide hai, so that means it is kind of a heterojunction. I have never spoken like a diode is only made of silicon. No. Okay? The N side of the diode, the P side of the diode, let us think of it as it is like made of the silicon, whereas the other side is made of oxide. Metal semiconductor junction भी हम लोग सीखेंगे बाद में. Okay, so that means this is also kind of, these are all P plus here.
And
now, since this is a one-sided junction, the doping over here is apparently very high. यहाँ पर doping क्यों ज़्यादा होगा? Because the oxide is essentially exactly balancing the total number of positive charges on the metal. Okay, so all it will happen is, since the doping in the P silicon is very low, this will be essentially extended in the lowly doped side. Okay. However, all the charges will behave as if they are accumulated only on the depletion boundaries. That's exactly what is happening here. That's why you are having the capacitance.
so before inversion has happened, we have only this depletion capacitance.
Only
right?
depletion capacitance. Yeah.
So I mean, in the PN junction, we have both negative immobile ions and positive immobile ions due to P and N. But here it is only P type, no? I mean,
no. Positive immobile ions are there in the oxide, right?
Okay.
Dipole. So, think about it. Dipole. As I told you, with respect to a simple PN junction diode, the only difference is the N-type region happens to be like the oxide. That's it. But it is a one-sided one.
So the charges that we are talking with respect to depletion capacitance is different from the dipole charges that we are getting.
Yeah, dipole is essentially made inside the oxide region. Okay, so that means if you are having this much amount here, so minus plus, and here you have got the PSI, T silicon. So think about the various interfaces. So you are applying a plus here, which is the metal. This is the oxide. So so you are essentially going to have two, various interfaces. This is the one interface, metal oxide interface. The other one is the oxide silicon interface. Okay? In the oxide silicon interface, what you will observe is that here will be the negative charges. Okay? And here will be the positive charges. Okay. Now, when we are speaking about all the depletion charges inside the silicon, inversion charges, they are all happening in this particular region, in this particular interface, oxide silicon interface. Okay? And the metal oxide interface is here. It has got nothing to do with the MOS behavior. Okay. Now, what are the dipoles? The dipoles are, this is the dipole inside the oxide. Okay. So dipole essentially simply refers to the charge separation inside the oxide region. But the dipoles do not directly contribute to the MOS behavior, MOS capacitor behavior. Understood, right? So if you make this oxide region even wider, what will happen? Okay. It will be something like this. But the dipoles still remain. The dipoles will be minus here and plus here. Got it? But as far as the MOS capacitor, inversion, everything is concerned, all the surface phenomenon, field effect phenomenon is concerned, they are all restricted only to the silicon oxide interface. Now, incidentally, what is very important for us to understand is that the charge in the metal equal to the negative charges in the metal oxide interface. Since these are the dipoles are created in the oxide, that means charges are not lost inside the oxide. अच्छा charges lost क्यों नहीं हो रहा? Remember, oxide is a dielectric, so the charges cannot move inside the oxide. Okay, no matter how much potential you give. All right, so no matter how much is the charge over here, negative charge in the oxide region over here, since they are all creating exact dipoles, utna hi positive charges yahan ho jayega. So essentially meaning that whatever charges you are applying on the metal as plus over here, they are the exactly same amount of charge will appear on the oxide interface, oxide part of the oxide semiconductor interface. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? Okay, I guess all of you are coming to the campus. So once you come to the campus, we can essentially hold kind of, doubt clearing sessions and special sessions, whatever. We can do it whenever we want. Got it? Yeah. You will see, like, you can study much better in college rather than at home. Okay. So let's proceed. So this part is clear, potential balance and the capacitance balance, charge balance. Okay. Now the rest of the part is kind of mathematical, and I will simply explain how it is done. Just to save time, I have already done all the modeling here itself. Okay, so whenever we spoke about the accumulation region a couple of lectures ago, you remember that the surface potential was negative. Correct? You are applying a negative bias to this terminal. So VGB was negative, so that you are essentially pulling in more number of holes towards the surface. Depletion region का तो कोई concept ही नहीं है उस वहाँ पर. Inversion का तो छोड़ ही दो. Okay, so if it is an accumulation region, so what we observe is that the surface potential is negative. So agar surface potential negative hai, this was the original. So in every case, what I have done is I have simply copied this master equation, the total silicon charge, usko maine copy kiya hai, and we are trying to find out which of the terms will be dominating in that particular region. Okay, so that we can essentially develop a meaningful physics-based model for our understanding. So when surface potential is negative, what will happen? The gate potential VGB is negative, so more positive charges will come in the silicon surface. Correct? So if it comes to the surface, positive charges, so only positive charges will hold. यहाँ पर देखो minus plus derive किए थे हमने. It will only the plus charges will remain. And notice the terms inside this third bracket. What you will notice is This is the only term which is e to the power of minus phi s by phi t. So if phi s is negative, e to the power of minus phi s by phi t will dominate. E to the power, it's an exponential term. Remember, phi t is very small in millivolts. Phi s is in volts. So essentially, it is 1,000 times larger than the phi t. As a consequence, e to the power of some positive quantity will be very, very large compared to all the rest of the terms. Makes sense? So e to the power of minus phi s by 2. यहाँ पर ये positive कैसे हो गया? Because remember, phi s is negative in the accumulation region. So minus of a negative quantity. So this term dominates. So what I'll do is I'll simply erase this part. So आपका सिर्फ यही रहेगा आपका final expression. Minus phi s by यहाँ पर half है, that is 2 phi t. Okay. Then what we will simultaneously do is this is the charge in the accumulation region, silicon charge in the accumulation region. Then what is the silicon capacitance? How will that be dependent on silicon में जो voltage है वही होगा. Okay, so whatever charge in the silicon divided by the rate of increase of the charge in the silicon divided by the change in the voltage across the silicon. यहाँ पर dVGB नहीं है, ये phi s है, because as I told you, the silicon charges are distributed inside the depletion this depletion region, and this phi si is the phi si या फिर phi s ही कर देते हैं. Phi si makes no sense. The phi s, surface potential. The surface potential is essentially the potential drop inside the semiconductor or silicon. Okay, so all I have done is that itself. Okay, the potential drop inside the silicon, and the QSI is the charge in the silicon. All right. So I have just done the derivative of this, and you finally end up in this relation. Now, always keep in mind that as a circuit designer, you are not interested in the charge in the silicon. Silicon charge लेके आप क्या करोगे? Because हमें सिर्फ देखने हैं कि terminals के हिसाब से देखो. This is the VGB. So we are interested in CGB, the gate to body capacitance. Later on in your VLSI design, you must have seen that the circuit operation, circuit performance, everything depends on CG. Okay, whether it is CGB, CGS, CGD, and whatever. So basically, both terminal capacitances हैं. So as a circuit designer, you are only interested as the terminal capacitances, not the internal ये surface potential का क्या मगजमारी है, आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं है. As a circuit designer, you have to only get concerned about the capacitances seen at the terminal. Correct? तो यहाँ पर VGB है, तो हमें भी क्या निकालना है? CGB. हाँ, तो CGB का एक्सप्रेशन तो मैंने यहाँ पर निकाल दिया है. So what we understand is that the COX, that is the reason why I showed this at the very beginning of today's lecture. So COX and CSI is nothing other than the sum of this depletion and inversion capacitances. Initially in the accumulation region, before we reach into the moderate inversion, C inversion will be 0. Okay. तो यहाँ पर 1 upon COX and plus 1 upon CSI. तो अभी हम जो निकाल रहे हैं वो CSI निकाल रहे हैं. COX is already known to us. Epsilon OX by TOX. ठीक है? Very good. तो यहाँ पर so QSI is simply equal to COX into VOX. Why? Suddenly हमने silicon charge को हमने oxide charge के साथ कैसे equate कर लिया? Because as I told you that when I initially drew, I erased that, I think. Okay, so what I drew was whenever you are applying a VGB, whatever charges that will appear on the metal will be exactly equal to the negative charges in the oxide. That will be exactly equal to the positive charges in the oxide. That will be exactly equal to the negative charges in the silicon. Correct? So that means whatever is the oxide charge, that will be equal to the total silicon charge, that will be equal to the total charge on the metal gate. ठीक है, तो वही हमने यहाँ पर लिखा है, QSI equal to COX into VOX. तो VOX क्या है? I will simply apply this potential balance equation. VOX will be equal to VGB, terminal voltages which you apply, minus the zero error flat band voltage, minus the phi s, the potential drop inside the silicon. Okay, the surface potential. So that is what I wrote here instead of VOX. Okay. Now this QSI, I'll put it over here. So CSI becomes QSI के बदले में COX, VGB this. So I have written here as C accumulation. ये accumulation region में. So let me just put a box here so that we are going to draw certain conclusions out of this later. So basically 1 upon CGB equal to 1 upon COX plus CSI के बदले में C accumulation. Simple. So this is the relation. Just keep this in mind. We are going to draw certain conclusions when we are essentially coming to the CV curve. Okay. So now in this region, what I shall do is in the accumulation region, we will start by drawing the charge and the CGB value. Okay. Notice that when we are speaking about the charges, it is an exponential term. But remember, surface potential is negative. So yani ki if this is a surface potential here, this is your phi s equal to 0. All right. So if this is 0 here, then this is the minus phi s by 2 phi f. So kya ho jayega? By 2 phi t. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So it will essentially be somewhat like that. And it will come and meet over here. What is this condition when phi s equal to 0? That is a flat band condition, we know. So technically speaking, if you notice that if in this whole equation itself, forget about the specifics, agar ye phi s 0 karoge, what is e to the power of 0? 1. 1 and 1 will cancel. Phi s equal to 0, so phi s by phi t is 0. यहाँ पर भी e to the power of 0, phi s is 0. So this is 1 minus 1. This is also 0. So basically your entire QSI becomes equal to 0. Okay. Limiting condition kya hai? We will come into that in a minute. So as far as this QSI is concerned, this is essentially, I'll put in, this is not mod, by the way, because in the textbooks, usually people will put it as a mod. There is a lab component also for this. So you will learn about it. यहाँ पर आके 0 हो गया. ठीक है. Now this is your accumulation region. So this entire part is accumulation wherever phi s is negative. All right. So I shall just put here proportional to e to the power of minus phi s by 2 phi t. Basically it is these are all constants. So chodo, proportional to e to the power of minus phi s by 2 phi t. That is what is this relation. अच्छा, CGB का क्या होगा? Notice I am speaking about the terminal capacitances. ये हमेशा याद रखना. We are not plotting CSI. We are not plotting the capacitance in the silicon. Capacitance in silicon is this. CGB is this. It has got certain implications. Notice that 2 phi t का value क्या है? Phi t is like 26 millivolts at 300K. So 2 phi t will be around 52 millivolts. So this is 50 millivolts, and VGB minus VAB minus phi s, this term over here is in the order of volts. That means millivolts divided by volts. This entire part is negligible compared to this one. As a consequence, as long as your VGB is negative, in other words, as long as your surface potential is negative, what happens? Your CGB will be equal to COX because this is negligible. Okay? So what I shall draw here is that this is like constant. Okay? So this happens to be your COX. All right. Now we go to the next thing, that is a flat band condition. Flat band condition may, as long as your QSI is concerned, you're not bothered because you simply put phi s equal to 0, you get it 0. So that's why I have put, remember this is the condition. So I will just put a dot over here to indicate that it is a condition. Now we will understand the meaning of the flat band condition in terms of the capacitance. This is going to be important. Now notice, if you are speaking about phi s equal to 0, then what is going to be the flat band condition में silicon CSI? remember CSI is defined as dQSI by d phi s. This is undefined, right? Because at phi s equal to 0. So what you have to do is you have to think about the limiting condition when phi s tends to 0, both plus minus. मतलब from the left hand side limit, right hand side limit. हमें limit निकालना है, ठीक है? In order to find out the silicon capacitance at the flat band. So that's what exactly what we have done here. तो यहाँ पर limit निकालने से what we observe is that if phi s is very close to 0, ना, then we can essentially do a Taylor's expansion over here. By the way, in the flat band condition, we know that this part is dominating. Why? Because phi s, even though it is very close to 0, but it is gradually reaching 0. So in this exercise, in this entire discussion, even in the previous lectures also, we have seen that we are gradually increasing surface potential phi s. This is a surface potential based modeling. So we are gradually increasing the surface potential from very much negative to very much positive. Okay. So in the gate bias also, it is going from much more negative to positive side. Okay. So यहाँ पर what we understand is that this part will dominate rather than the inversion part. So this is basically the depletion part, as you will see later. This is the inversion part. We'll again see later. So if this part dominates, what we understand is that if phi s is tending towards 0, then this is going to be very small. So we can apply Taylor's expansion, and e to the power of minus phi s by phi t co, we have essentially expanded in Taylor series for the first 3 terms, because as you notice, this will essentially go into phi s cube by 6 phi t whole cube. So phi s is anyway very, it's a limiting case, very close to 0. Then what will happen? The other terms we can ignore. So if you are notice that this 1 cancels, minus phi s by phi t and plus phi s by phi t cancels. So you're left with this. Then little bit of mathematical jugglery, and essentially you will come over here is that the denominator turns out to be the Debye length. Notice the Debye length concept which we had kind of discussed before the midsem. Debye length is very important in modern technology. Probably it's not specifically mentioned why the flat band condition is so important. Notice in industry, a large amount of effort will go just to figure out the flat band in modern technology, of course. Previously, koi bother nahi karta tha because Debye length itself was kind of not so important. Okay, so from here, what do we get is QSI is this. So clearly, if you try to find out the CSI, that is the silicon capacitance, then it will be dQSI by d phi s surface potential. क्या रह जाएगा यहाँ पर with the mod? It will simply be epsilon si by L Debye, which is a CFB. Okay. Now, when is this available? When the surface potential phi s is equal to 0. ठीक है. Now, this is important. देखो, now what compared to the previous one, जहाँ पर this part was very small, so we had only 1 by CGB is equal to 1 upon COX, so CGB equal to COX. Here we find is that CFB is not going to be 1 upon CFB is not going to be very small. So that means clearly the CGB value at the flat band is going to be less than the COX because it's a parallel combination. You know? So that means it is going to be always less than either of the two. So in this case, what we will observe is this was a COX when this term was missing. This was very small. Now, because of the parallel combination, the CGB, not the CSI, this is going to reduce. And wherever it is going to cross the VGB here, this is basically your CFB. Okay, and again notice that the point where it starts to decrease, so basically meaning यहाँ पर हमने surface potential के हिसाब से plot किए हैं. We have plotted here surface potential. Here it is VGB, the terminal voltages. This is much more important for us. This is essentially the so much kind of kind of celebrated the CV curve. Okay, so यहाँ पर क्या होने वाला है कि there is a particular voltage VGB where it will start decreasing. Correct. Now the funny thing is, this should have started decreasing in the flat band condition, right? When phi s equal to 0, जो हमने यहाँ पर दिखा रहे हैं phi s plot पे. But in case of the VGB, ideally it should have started from here. So that means if you simply draw a projection over here, okay, this is your minus VFB. So this is your zero error. Okay, so ideally if you are not having any flat band voltage, कोई phi ms नहीं है, कोई मतलब QIT वगैरह नहीं है, then this reduction over here, reduction in the CGB should occur at this point itself. That means VFB will be 0. Understanding everybody? तो आपको ऐसा आना चाहिए था, आइडियल MOS कैपेसिटर में ऐसा होना चाहिए था. Okay, so it should decrease when VFB is equal to 0. That means VGB equal to 0 में कभी होता नहीं है. So this curve is what you will actually see. In fact, this is also what you will actually see, but these are plotted with surface potential. When you are designing one processor, when you are designing one data converter, are you essentially going to look into the surface potential inside the device? Come on, it's not possible. Okay, very good. So this is your VFB. So when you are having a CV curve, so look at the things how you are going to get so many parameters. That is called characterization, CV characterization. So CV characterization, I do not know whether it was done in IC fabrication, but in CV characterization, you will be able to get all these details about the device. So from VFB, you clearly understand that is the flat band, that is a zero error which you have got. From CFB, this will imply the what you will get, the device length. ठीक है, यहाँ पर मैंने दिखाया था ना, कहीं तो है. हाँ, CFB, the moment you obtain the CFB from the CV curve, you will get the value of device length. Okay, so that means if you want to make a for example, if you want to make even a diode using this particular structure, MOS capacitor, then MOS structure, then what you have to ensure is that the dimensions of the diode are much larger than this device length. Okay, awesome. So that is the importance of the flat band. Okay, then we come to the depletion region. Very simple. This is the region when phi s is greater than 0 but less than phi f. When phi s equal to 5, that is the intrinsic condition. Okay, so over in this region again, henceforth you will find only the negative will dominate over here, because now phi s is positive, that means VGB is positive. देखो यहाँ पर अभी देखो VGB is positive in this, and this is 0. Surface potential is 0 here, so everything is positive on this right hand side. So if surface potential is positive, so the charges in the metal will be positive, so the charge in the silicon will be negative. So ये minus will dominate henceforth. Okay, so in this relation, which will dominate here? Remember, this is now e to the power of minus phi s by phi t. So this is essentially now much less. Forget about it. Phi s by phi t term will dominate inside this entire equation. So I have just kept phi s by phi t whole to the power of half. These will cancel. You are left with this. And as we have already seen previously, that the depletion region, I've been telling you many times, in the depletion region, even though the charges are separated out, distributed uniformly, smeared out throughout the depletion region, but it will behave like a parallel plate capacitor. And I have done the mathematics once again, and essentially epsilon Si by depletion width, the equation of a parallel plate capacitor. Okay, so what do we understand here? Clearly, jitna ab phi s बढ़ाओगे, the more you are increasing phi s from 0 to phi f, what will happen? This phi s increases. Dekho, there is a phi s term. So if this phi s increases, W depth increases. So if W depth increases, Q depth decreases. So sorry. If Q depth decreases, Cox remaining constant, your CGB decreases. This pure mathematics. So do not understand this because it is written in the textbook, or I am telling you, or it is there in some lecture somewhere. Okay, it's pure mathematics here. So ये capacitance का क्या हालत है? It will keep on decreasing as we are increasing the surface potential. That is the VGB. So in the capacitance part, will keep decreasing like this. In the QSI part, it is basically again as phi s increases, Q depletion increases. So QSI, because of this negative now, QSI increases in the negative direction. So what will happen here? It will start decreasing. It will go on like that until it reaches this part. What is that? Phi F. That is the intrinsic condition. After the intrinsic condition and the weak inversion, I have combined these regions together. I have put the equal to sign here. Okay. What will happen? So in this whole equation, this part we will now simply ignore. Since phi s is now has become larger, this entire part, the middle portion, will dominate in this relation equation. So I have just removed the other terms, ignored the other terms, and you get this. Now notice you are already getting a phi s minus 2 phi f term. Okay. Now again some mathematics I have shown here, and finally you end up in a relation like that, which is kind of more complicated than the previous depletion region. So if you plot it, which is part of your lab assignment, what will happen is you will notice that if this is phi f and here will be your 2 phi f, this will essentially go, this relation will vary somewhat like that. And how about this part here? Notice that it is capacitance will keep on decreasing because of your increasing depletion width. अब जितना आप VGB डालोगे उतना ज़्यादा depletion region बढ़ेगा. And if the depletion region increases, what will happen? Depletion region WDM, this depletion region will increase. So your depletion charges increase. So the depletion charges increase, depletion region increase. So basically your capacitance keeps on decreasing. Thanks to this part over here. Okay, very good. Now comes the interesting, most important part. This is onset of moderate inversion. Notice in the onset of moderate inversion, we have essentially selected the same region only. यहाँ पर भी देखो, this part phi s से लेकर यहाँ तक, यहाँ भी phi s से लेकर यहाँ. So in the onset of moderate inversion, instead of putting as a region, as a range of the surface potential values, I'll just simply put phi s equal to 2 phi f in the above relations. So nicely you will observe that when if you put phi s equal to 2 phi f, phi s equal to 2 phi f, so there are two ways you can do it. Either you can use, either you can plug in phi s equal to 2 phi f in this relation, okay, which is in the weak inversion region में. Otherwise you can directly put it inside the mastered equation, so to speak. So अगर आप, if you put phi s equal to 2 phi f, remember this phi s equal to 2 phi f, this part will cancel, phi s and 2 minus 2 phi f. So e to the power of 0 becomes plus 1. So minus 1 and plus 1 cancels. Or else if you put it in this relation, same thing. What will happen? We are putting phi s equal to 2 phi f. So this part will cancel. So let me just, or else. Okay. So put phi s equal to 2 phi f, then 2 phi f minus 2 phi f, this will cancel out. And what will be here? 2 phi f minus phi f will be just phi f. So 2 phi f by phi t. Here also, what is the situation? This is phi s by phi t, right? So phi s is 2 phi f again. So 2 phi f by phi t. In either way, you are going to reach this relation, which is this. Now, interestingly, maximum depletion width kya hai? When phi s is equal to 2 phi f. Why is it maximum? Because beyond 2 phi f, it is going to be in the moderate inversion region. So now the channel is getting inverted. The surface is getting inverted. Now whatever applied more positive, with more positive applied voltage, what will happen? Those extra positive charges in the metal will be balanced by the electrons in the inversion region, no more with the depletion region. So the depletion region achieves its maximum value when phi s equal to 2 phi f. Okay, notice it reaches the maximum value. This is WDM. So if you are looking into QSI, this relation happens to be the maximum depletion charge. Okay, so equation में यहाँ पर क्या है? This is going to be your maximum depletion charge. Depletion charge, but here we are speaking about QSI. So beyond that, QSI will increase. All right, but that increase will be because of inversion. That means the electrons in the channel, not because of depletion charges anymore, not because of the immobile ions anymore. But this is going to reflect on the capacitance part. Kaise? Let's go into the mathematics, then we will understand. So as you can see, I'm not just telling you the physics, I'm basically deriving the physics from equations. This is much more authentic, so to speak. आपका understanding बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. So this is a modeling course anyway. And by the way, if any one of you really aspire to do some real research, some real designs, then this is the way to go. ठीक है? Okay. But again, if you want to go into experimental research, you don't have to bother about any equation at all. So that is one advantage in experimental research. But again, experimental research say usually you don't have much benefit on the design part. So let's come back. In the phi s equal to 2 phi f mein, what we observe is that this is going to be your CSI, which is the maximum depletion width laga ke. Okay, so again, remember that it is a parallel combination. So the most important part is whenever you are keeping it, bringing it here, this is going to saturate, or rather I should tell that this is essentially going to be the C minimum part. So this, not here, I'll put it here. This is your C min. The minimum capacitance is basically for what? For CGB axis. Okay? So in your CV curve, whatever you are going to get the C min is basically, this is your C min now. Okay, so I'll put it in the blue color. So this is CGB min. This CSI is C, instead of CSI, I'll put it dep max. Maximum depletion region पे आपका जितना capacitance होगा उसके हिसाब से, because now it has increased a lot. This is the maximum you can get. So if this is maximum, so 1 upon this is lowest, right? So the parallel combination will be lower. Excuse me. The parallel combination will be lower than the 1 upon C dep max, correct? So in the CV curve, you are going to achieve the minimum value. All right. Now, when is this achieved? When phi is equal to 2 phi f. Although I'm writing it here for a reason, but remember this is VGB axis. So यहाँ पर लिखना technically not correct, but still I let me put it as a bracket. That means this is what is happening internally in the surface potential part. Okay, so that is basically the onset of moderate inversion. Then moderate inversion region में क्या हो रहा है? या फिर let's go into the strong inversion itself. It's basically the same. This region will dominate in the moderate inversion. Okay, moderate inversion means 2 phi f से ज़्यादा है, but it is less than 2 phi f plus 3 to 4 phi t. This 3 to 4 phi t is an allowance which we are going to provide for a proper estimation of VT, which we have discussed in one of the previous lectures, right? So this is this term comes in modern technology, that is the industrial standard, so that VT is slightly overestimated from the perspective of a better circuit design. So if you ask a pure device person, जिसको circuit से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, they will basically say, okay, phi is greater than 2 phi f is strong inversion. But no, we are all smarter than that. So we will essentially think in terms of designing industry standard circuits. So वहां पर हमें it's better to put 32450. That means around 0.1 volt extra we will allow for VT. Okay, so why is that? Okay, so in the standard textbooks, what they'll say is that this itself will be the VT, VGB equal to VT, because this is in Streetman and all, they will say this is itself is the VT, and but that is not correct. Okay, so what we will do is 32450 around 0.1 volt. Remember, VGB is in volts, 0.1 volt. So okay, so this instead of writing 0.1 volt, I'll put 32450. Very small amount of voltage we will allow. इसमें क्या होगा? Something very interesting. This is this strong inversion region mein, you will notice that your this is your CSI, and essentially this will be your 1 by CGB. So essentially meaning that within this small region, okay, let me put the dotted lines from here. What will happen is there is going to be a very sharp increase in the capacitance until it reaches here. Why? Because the moment moderate inversion starts at phi s equal to 2 phi f, within this 3 to 4 phi t, this is around 0.1, 0.75 volts. 0.75 is 3 phi t, 4 phi t is around 1 volt, 0.1 volt. So 0.075 volts to 0.1 volt, within this small region, what will happen is it is going to accumulate electrons like anything on the inversion region. So if you notice here in the equation also, there is one thing like phi s minus 2 phi f. So this phi s minus 2 phi f abhi kya hone wala hai? That is the 3 to 4 phi t. Notice phi s is greater than 2 phi f plus 3 to 4 phi t. So phi s minus 2 phi f will be greater than 3 to 4 phi t. So the moment e to the power of phi s minus 2 phi f, this term is around 3 to 4 phi t. Yahan par divided by 2 phi t hai. Within this small variation of the voltage, your CSI is going to increase like anything. Okay, so when it increases, again this is CSI. So CGB क्या होगा? Terminal, हमेशा think in terms of the terminal capacitances. Terminal capacitance will be now the CSI, first equation itself, the CSI, that is increasing like anything. Now this is going to again become very, very small. We can ignore that. अगर हमने इसको ignore कर दिया, for example, in the accumulation region, we ignored this because 2 phi t was less than this. You essentially end up in the same relation here mathematically also. 2 phi t by VGB minus this is identical with the accumulation region. That means after you have achieved this 2 phi f plus 3 to 4 phi t of the surface potential, the capacitance is again going to saturate at this point, and it will remain like that forever. Okay, so the point at which the capacitance again reaches this COX value, that is what I will call as the VT. Got it, everyone? So VT minus the voltage where phi s equal to 2 phi f, that is around 3 to 4 phi t. Got it? Huh? So in terms of the charges perspective, just come over here, strong inversion, this is phi s minus 2 phi f. तो यहाँ पर भी e to the power of 3 to 4 phi t हो जाएगा. So e to the power of 3 to 4 phi t, अगर 4 phi t है, then 4 phi t by 2 phi t, that is around 2 phi t, right? E to the power of 2 phi t. So clearly it is an exponential term, right? So this will essentially grow exponentially, but in the negative direction, obviously. Okay. So in the textbooks, what you will notice is, in the textbooks, what you will find is they usually plot in terms of in the textbooks, they will plot in terms of the mod value. Okay, so you are going to put here QSI, coulomb per centimeter square. This is your phi s as a function, as a voltage. So what will be your characteristics? In textbooks you will find like that. From here, okay, this is what you will find in textbooks with a mod sign. But in reality, please remember that QSI will be positive only in the accumulation region. This is the depletion region. This is the weak inversion region. This is the moderate inversion region. And finally, so if I put it here, this is your 2 phi f plus 324 phi t. So this potential essentially is surface potential is corresponding to the VT. Got it? I think time's up. So in the next lecture, what we will do is so we have done both today. Very, very important class. So in the next lecture, we are going to investigate the problems with the MOS capacitor, which we have done over here. Remember, I told you there is a caveat over here. C inversion is not always going to be parallel. That will depend on the operating frequency. Okay? So whatever we have done is only for the DC or else very low frequencies. So in the next class, we will investigate the MOS capacitor operation under high frequencies. That's all for today. Thank you.